What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back to the old subscribers. I'm going to do this really cool daily reading from my car because then I got an appointment with one of my clients and I need to kind of clear my own head for a second, and this seems to help me. Shout out to all of my subscribers. You guys fucking rock. Thank you to all the people that got personal readings. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you email me at cassiahempel795@gmail.com. You go to the About tab on my channel and you look at the prices and the different spreads that I do, and you make your payment via PayPal. You just enter my email and then I will record your reading and send it back to you. Also need to know your guys' signs and all that fun stuff. Now, with that being said, I think that the energy right now, especially maybe for some of our earth signs, is heartbreak. Now, this could be one of two things. It could be heartbreak around a person. It could be depression around something that we have been trying to do for a long time that just never really worked out the way we wanted it to. This could come to a job. This could come to finances. This could come to anything. But it's just a level of depression that's just weighing here, you know? And I feel like this isn't new. This has been here probably, you know, a good 3 months for some of us, 3 years, whatever the case may be. And it's like we're trying to find the answers. We're trying to balance out our energy. But we're just like waiting to feel like we're grounded and that we are stable and that we have both of our feet on the ground and we can stand up and, you know, weather the storm a little bit. And I feel like some people are putting the time in now to get back to this. I feel like there's people that, you know, want to have a conversation or maybe just need to realize the messages that are being brought to them by whatever source in their life, and it's time to kind of work together with someone else, maybe about the things that we desire, the things that we have ambition to do, you know, instead of running away, because I feel like that's pretty common to just run away from all those feelings until they catch up to you. And it's like impact when you let's say you're in a car driving and, you know, you've ever been in a car accident and you just, you know, that impact, and you just, you know, your head goes forward and you just like sitting there like, fuck, you know, this fucking hurts for one, and two, we're just like at that point where everything's just slamming us. Like, there is no choice but to try to figure shit out. And for some of us, it's going to be coming together with someone else, you know, having to swallow our pride and our ego and work together with other people, you know, because sometimes it's not possible to do everything yourself. And I am living proof of that, because 32 years later, I've never been to the point in my life where I couldn't handle everything. It didn't matter how much stress there was, how many hours I had to work, you know, I handled my shit. And now I'm like, fuck, man, about that, excuse me, flow, you know what I mean? Like, things have happened so fast and it just feels like it spiraled, and you're like in the middle of the tornado. You know that Twister movie where they're in the middle of it and it's like spinning around them and you see shit flying and you know everything's getting just wrecked, but you're like, well, you know, what are you supposed to do now when everything's just spinning around you and it feels like time has just stopped? Like, we're just watching it happen, and what are we supposed to do, you know? For some people, maybe it's time to ask for help. Maybe it's time to get a lawyer. Maybe it's time to have the conversation that you've been wanting to have about something that you know. Try to gain some clarity about the things that have been ingrained in us, about the things that we were supposed to do, you know. For some of us, we really do need someone to have our back and do things equally with us now, because there isn't a choice. You get to that point in your life where you can't handle things anymore, but it just leaves this level of confusion and like fighting with your own self in your head. Like, you know, it's pride. I feel like it has a lot to do with pride and just a lot of confusion about what the fuck do I start with? Where do I start when it's everywhere? When it's like, you know, all these different holes, and, you know, where do you even begin? It's like realizing that it's not just a dream, that this is reality. You know, we can't spend any more time sitting in a bubble thinking things aren't going to happen, because some of us, we really do need to, you know, we already know this is something we've already seen. We know we need to move away from some things. We know that things have to die. There's certain things that need to end so new things can come in. But it's like we're holding on still, even though we know this is over with. This shit's fucking dead, gone. And we're still like sitting here like, well, I don't know, you know. Is it hope or is it just fantasy, you know? It's like we've manifested things. We've been trying to manifest things. I think that some of us need to reveal to other people who we really are, you know? Tell the truth. Take the mask off and just be raw for one day and just tell the truth, because as much energy as it takes to pretend everything's okay, sometimes it's not. Sometimes we're not going to be okay, and that's a part of real life, you know? As a mother, I always try to keep my head together, keep my composure. But after a while, I want them to see what it's like when you break down and you cry, and things don't go your way, or you have to yell and defend yourself, because I want them to know, for one, don't fuck up like your mother, and two, defend yourself. That this is real life. You're going to break down, you're going to cry, but then you're going to get back up and you're going to keep, you know, you hit like a bitch. That's what it's like. It's okay, life. You know what I mean? I'm going to get back up, you know, because that's all there is. That's all there is to do. I mean, I'm not going to stay down. Shit. Definitely been taking hits left and right. And instead of having this massive panic attack, I'm just going to be like, well, try to take a different approach, you know, because I feel like there's so many things that we don't say, especially to people we love. There's just like no fucking action taken when we know, you know, we know what this is. But we don't want to talk about our feelings. We don't want to admit that we need somebody or that we love somebody. And it's like something that we want, you know. Some people are just like fighting for something, you know, fighting to have this stable ground, knowing what we want, trying it over and over again, but then there's always bullshit like in the way. There's always a bunch of people involved. But it's like what we're trying to get to is this stable ground, like coming together on good terms. Like, can this be stable? Can this be grounded? Can we do this the right fucking way for once? Instead of all this fighting, you know, because we know exactly what we want now. But we just spend so much time in our head, just repetitive ass thoughts, but it's like never really spoken into the universe. It's just like killing us, making our mental health take a fucking dive, a nose dive into the ground. Like, you know, there's things we need to get over. There's things we need to weigh out. There's some decisions that we need to make. And it's like, we've had the clarity about this, but we've still been standing here like on this little soapbox, like, well, I know what I need to do, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stand up here. But now there's just no choice. There's no choice anymore. We know what makes us happy. And some of us spend so much time running away from our feelings. It's ridiculous. How old do you need to be before you realize that it's okay to go after what makes you happy? It's okay to be raw and open and admit how you feel, because what the fuck is the point otherwise? To pretend you don't have any, because why? To please somebody else who probably doesn't even give a cold fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I don't see the point in being anything but yourself. To whoever's trying to heal and holding themselves back about someone that they know makes them happy, probably a soulmate, go in and offer the love that you know you want to give them. Life is short. We spend so much time by ourselves in our head trying to rest and recover, but maybe there isn't going to be a time frame for that. Maybe we just need to do it instead of sitting there, because I feel like there's victory here. There's victory in moving forward and trying, actually taking that leap of faith. The universe will reward you for that. There's going to be really good news for people who make the choice to move forward. No matter what the fuck you have to leave behind, because some things were meant to be done. And going back and beating that horse over and over again because you refuse to make a choice is just making people walk away. And just everyone's fucking stressed out, being stubborn, stuck in your head. And it's like all this waiting. What are we waiting for? For our mental health to get a little worse? Nine of Swords. Maybe that needs to go. Maybe just making the decision, one small step in the right direction, could probably help a lot of people, because spending all this time in our heads is like, it can't be positive, if you can't sleep and you can't eat and you're depressed and you don't want to get out of bed and you cry and you're sad, like, we can't live there. We got to fight it. Defend yourself about what you know is going to take you to get stable and make that change for your life. Stop pushing people away because you're afraid that things are going to end badly, because it's starting over, starting new, some new type of situation that you're just used to. Yeah, we've taken a few hits. We push people away sometimes. But at the same time, if you know for a fact that you love somebody, but you're just sitting there and you're not doing anything about it, or you know what you want to do, or you know how you feel, and you're just pushing people away, knowing damn well that there's someone probably mirroring you and doing the same thing. So if you haven't talked to them, this is probably why. Y'all are both sitting here on both sides of the mirror, like, not doing shit. Fantasyland. Knowing that you're on the right path and putting the time in to work on this with another person, especially if it's your goddamn soulmate. Letting go of the fear of being left out. Letting go of the fear about money that just kind of probably keeps money away. But it's like, there's so much fear around being left by someone. When it's like, if people want to go, let them go, Why are we trying to hold on to some shit? Because, some of us know what we want and we just need to move forward. Some of us are moving forward because we know we've fought our demons, we fought our battles, and we have conquered ourselves enough to know this is what we want and we're going to get it. And it's moving forward in that energy. Some people are taking their ice cream and their kids and they're dipping the fuck out. I feel like there needs to be a conversation with a group of friends, or maybe someone's daughter, about how things can work out in a different way, but at the same time holding boundaries and holding people accountable for their bullshit. Because just because you have a kid with someone doesn't mean you have to put up with a fucking nightmare. Because who's that beneficial to? Yourself? Solo dolo for life? Thinking you can handle everything on your own, but you still can't make a decision about shit in your life? Some of you guys know what you want, and it's time to end a cycle, even if it's going to leave some feelings of loss and regret, because you have some people that care about you and that make you really happy. But you won't make a fucking decision to save your goddamn life. You thought about it long enough. There's some new time to be invested here, growth and expansion for some people. There's a level of heartbreak around a pregnancy, and maybe there was a loss, maybe there was some depression around someone who lost a baby, or someone who can't conceive a baby. But I want to say that this isn't over. This isn't done because we've lost some things. We know what we need to do to balance ourselves out. And I think it's time that we make that decision and let some things end, so that we can move forward in our lives in the right direction, instead of just waiting when maybe someone else is waiting for you to do something, Show and prove, If someone means something to you, prove it. Because it's like, I feel like words don't mean shit after a while. What have you done to prove it? Some of you guys want to get back together with someone in a stable relationship. And that's what you want. It's making the decision to move forward in the energy and actually having the goddamn conversation. But you're going to need to work with another person and not sit here twiddling your thumbs in dreamland and having the desire and the ambition, but not ever fucking doing anything about it. Moving forward, no matter what you have to leave behind, and speaking your truth, telling the truth about something that you've had clarity for a long time instead of keeping it to yourself. Some of you guys want to work on a situation and looking towards the future, you do want to put some time into a situation with someone, but you're so stuck in your head about things. And when is this going to start? It's like you're just being defensive and you're causing people to walk away. Especially, there's someone who needs to walk away from a marriage or something that you thought was going to be really stable, but in the end, it's just like you defending yourself constantly in constant fights. That's not living. That's not even happiness. What? Because you want to prove that you can be stable? Is that stable? Talking about how you feel, paying attention, listening to your intuition, changing the way that you think, changing how you do things, how you are able to learn things, and then coming together on a stable ground in a situation where you have the potential to be really happy with another person, or maybe just happy within yourself and your little family unit. Instead of being disconnected. From your feelings because you're concentrated on trying to get some money. So when you're buried in that box 6 feet under, what can you take with you if you spend so much time worried about the wrong shit? Pulling away from people because you know that it could be something really good, but you're scared because of the things that you've been through, and you know that this could be stable, but some of you guys are scared because it's like your emotions are like stopped at that point where the last time you got hurt really bad and you don't want to do that again, even though you know that you need to move away from those feelings, move away from those people, and let that shit die. Taking off the mask and letting people get to know you. Knowing what you want and going for it, no matter what that looks like to anybody else. I encourage everybody to do one thing today that scares you, one thing that you would probably never do, and see how good it feels to actually do something and not just think about it and daydream. Anyways, I hope everyone has a really good day, and stay up and be blessed, you know what I'm saying?